Alrighty, everyone, welcome to the AMA Cup Series and the Duels live from Daytona Beach, Florida, as we get ready to set the line up here tonight for the AMA Cup Series. Daytona 500 qualifying going to kick off first here tonight. We'll have the pterodactyl in the booth momentarily. I'm going to take you through qualifying. He's going to grab a couple of things, and we're going to get ready to go racing here at the Daytona Super Speedway for two incredibly action-packed dual races. Here we go. Qualifying right now. We will take the top two in qualifying here tonight. So the top two in qualifying here this evening will make their way automatically in to the Daytona 500. Big moment for everybody here tonight, trying to lock themselves onto that front row to where you don't have to worry about a duel tonight. You don't have to think about a duel tonight. Man, right here is a big moment. You see Derek Jewett out there as well. Tyler Hilton rolling that number 02 car. Tyler on the bumble here needs to have a good night out onto the speedway. Nicholas Compton right there as well. Compton going to roll around the bottom. So many storylines to talk about here tonight as we get ready to go. And again, David Dunwoody right there as well. So many cars here tonight trying to make themselves known here tonight. And again, thank you as always. Here in the Extreme Sim TV booth, it is Matt with you once again. Matt number 2 doing a little bit of stat work for me real quick, and he'll be over here to call the duels for us here tonight. So again, Scott, Kevin Fry, Maximus Malone, Chad Winstead, John Hooch is right here. So many names we know, so many we don't, and we don't know how all this will work out here tonight as the field thunders through, getting up to speed here tonight. 12 people watching already. Thank you guys so again, thank you guys so much. And again, so again, what are we going to see here tonight out of these duels? It's going to be very interesting, right? How do you affect these duels if you're one of these drivers going forward? I don't know, but we're going to fix him to find out. Continues to qualify right now. Justin Osterman, Carlos Williams will top the board. Top two right now, Carlos Williams. Justin Osterman right there in the mix also. David Dunwoody trying to figure out what he needs to do. David Dunwoody right there. Taking a look at David Dunwoody, 22nd. Right now it's Kevin Fry on top of the board. So right now Kevin Fry. Now you take a look at Fry right now with James Hodgins on that front row. Take a look at this and you think to yourself, what would it take to put yourself in this situation that the top two don't have to worry? That is your two cars. They're in the catbird seat right now as we get ready to finish out qualifying. All right. So, Kevin Fry continuing to lead the board. James Hodgins right there in second. Zachary Milano, Justin Osterman, Chris Akers. Right now, Hodgins missing the pole by just a couple of tenths of a second. What about Zachary and Justin Osterman? So Chris Akers not in the spot you want to be as we count down Daytona qualifying. Cade Green going to come home 8th here in this qualifying effort. But it looks like the top of the board for Daytona qualifying right now is Kevin Fry. Kevin Fry in the great spot to put himself on the front row. So again, we got 22 seconds left, and we'll get ready to talk to our pole sitters if it turns out to be this way that Kevin Fry makes himself known here tonight. So again, Kevin Fry with James Hodgins right there in the wings. But it looks like Kevin Fry, James Hodges, they will grab the pole for the Daytona 500 in 1 week. Kevin Fry will start from the pole. James Hodges to his outside. Congratulations. So James Hodgins going to grab the pole outside the front row. James Hodgins, Matt in the booth, you get a copy. I'm doing good, James. Right there you have it. Outside the front row. How about those apples?
That was a pleasant surprise. That's taken a bit of the stress off of it. So thanks for that. Appreciate it.
Now you don't have to worry about that portion of it. You get ready to go dual racing here tonight. You don't have to worry about getting wrecked out of your duel and all these things that can happen during a dual race. All you got to focus now on is the 500 in 1 week.
Yeah, I think it's at this point it's just about staying in the game, bit of risk management. You know, don't do anything stupid at this stage, and just try and enjoy this race as much as possible.
Yeah, there you go. That's all you need to do, man. Well, best of luck to you going forward, man, and we'll let you go. You'll be on the pole for heat number 2.
Sounds good. Thanks, Matt. Appreciate it.
Or duel number 2, excuse me. Excuse me, not a heat race. Mate. We ain't doing heat racing tonight. Dual race. All right.
Dual racing, yeah.
Yes.
If I said heat, my apologies.
Well, I did. I messed that up.
Oh, there we go. Now you made me say it as well. All good.
See you later, James.
Thanks.
All righty, folks at home. It is getting ready to be that time for. It is about that time for this first duel. Row number 1. In duel number 1, it'll be Kevin Fry. Well, and James. Well, it shouldn't have put them in the same duel, should it? That is weird. Let's see. We have a problem with the duel. Because it should not have. Stand by. Stand by one, you guys? Or are we locked up? Stand by, folks.
Gosh, come on, people.
It ain't rocket science, my guys.
I know it. Has anybody ever been to a race? Do they know how races work?
They would lose it in my other league where we do choose cone.
Justin Oysherman, he's on.
That'd be great.
I would like that. Let's get that.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, I love it, except for every single race.
All right, folks, we're having to manually line ourselves up for duel number 1 because it didn't split them the way it was supposed to split them. So we will get that fixed for duel number 1 here in just a moment. The pterodactyl is going over the information to kind of help with that up here in the booth. So we'll get ready to go. So right now we'll get ready for duel 1 here in just a moment. So we are ready to go. We'll get them lined up, ready to rock and roll after we sort this lineup out. I'll be right back with you here momentarily. Oh man, sorry about that. A little bit of an audio issue, but cars coming around there, working on an audio issue and multiple cars involved. But we will get them gathered back up and caution on the racetrack. So 7 of 40 on the board here tonight. First caution of the night, you see Chad Winstead dominating out front. We will have the pterodactyl with us momentarily now that we got this audio glitch fixed. Give him a moment, and he's going to load back into the Discord, and we will be ready to roll again with Chad Winstead, Kevin Fry, Chris Akers right now. All right, let's see what we got here. And first caution of the night here. All right, David Dunwoody, Matt in the booth, you got a cop. All righty, man, it's already been a hectic night out there at Daytona in this first duel of many. We actually went on board with you there for a moment with your webcam going and everything. What's your thoughts there in the 46 machine?
I ain't got any help.
No,
I'm looking for help, just trying to make friends, trying to make the race. Big thing.
Well, that's the problem.
Got a little
right?
bit of damage in that.
That's part of the problem if you don't have any help, man, here.
Yeah, got no help. It got a little bit of damage now, so we'll get it fixed though.
There you go, man. Well, best of luck to you here, David. And hopefully that Black Magic machine can hop back up front.
You'll see us go to the front. We're going to the front.
Alrighty, man. Good luck.
Thank you. Have a good night.
All right, we're going to move him back down. And we'll get ready to get back at it here in just a moment. David Dunwoody again, unfortunately caught up in that incident. Got a little bit of damage out of it. And I got to pull, let me pull David. Jeez. All right, David, sorry about that, buddy. Wouldn't let me pull you for a second. We're having some Discord issues. All right, there we go. Some Discord issues at the root of the problem here tonight. And first yellow of the evening. All right, 8 laps in the books here. Chad Winstead, Kevin Fry there as well. Chris Akers up front. Maximus there. Matthew McKean and David Dunwoody. Now in 16th after that incident. Justin Osterman, unfortunately, 7 laps down for the driver of the 53. David Dunwoody right there will have to restart deep in the field. What about Michael Kirk? Michael Kirk right here. There is the man known as Michael Kirk here tonight. See Michael Kirk with us here tonight. Nice to see him with us here. In 9th. We'll have to move that car forward. Here we go for Chad Winstead. So again, 9 of 40 complete. So right now ready to go. 9 of 40 complete. So we'll get ready to turn them back loose. So lights are off on the pace car. We'll turn them back loose. Chad Winstead, Fry, Chris Akers, Maximus Milan, Matthew McKinney, and everyone else behind them. Ready to go. Fry, Chris Akers. So, doubling up here. Kevin Fry, Akers on the bottom. Maximus, Matthews, Zachary, Scott, Melton there as well. Melton in line, ready to go. Melton, here we go. Chad Winstand to bring this field thundering to green. Right now, green flag in the air. Let's go racing at the Duels. Everybody up to speed. Back up into turn 1 and 2. Great job. 10 of 40 complete. Milan. Akers right there. Zachary in the midst of this. Wesley Biggs back here. Jordan Parker. He's a part of this party. Let's go on board with Jordan. Focus on getting that car right around the bottom here. Line the best you can. So it's Jordan Parker. Man, what a battle so far. What do you do, right? What can you do? Okay, right around the bottom of the racetrack here. So Parker trying to move that car back forward. We'll hop off the inboard with Jordan here. And we continue to ride around. So again, Jordan continuing to hang on. Chad Winstead. Single file. Now about a half a car length between cars now. And we got the pterodactyl. You got me, pterodactyl. Alrighty, man. Well, we got the pterodactyl in here. We figured out the audio issue. How you doing, pterodactyl?
Pretty good. Fired up, ready for some Daytona action, which was currently underway. They got it hot and spicy at the front, just what you'd expect on a hot Florida Sunday night.
There you go, man. And we continue to roll right now. You see it on your screen, man. These guys about a half a tenth of a second apart from one another right now. Well, my thing about this, dude, is what do you do here as you've got this little bit of gap between cars? How hard is it to make that gap up?
You know, it depends on, I think what phase of the race you're in. If you're in the beginning phase of the race, you're really not that concerned about it. You're trying to avoid setting off the big one. You're trying to just maintain a safe real estate from any type of incident in front of you, but you also want to be able to maintain the draft. If you see right now that 4 car there, he's doing everything he can to close down the back of that Valvoline machine. He's starting to get a run back on the bottom, but you really got to I think every driver, Matt, to answer your question, has their own approach to this. But me, I just try to mitigate big losses early on in the race. So if I leave a little bit of a gap here and there and I lose a spot or two, I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, that's all you can do, right? You leave that gap, you hang on, you do the best you can, right?
That's all you can do. Or you have the other option, which is
just fight your way through, right? That's all you can do is just fight. That's literally all you can do if you're part of this deal. And again, 14 complete of 40 of Duel 1. What do you think here as a driver that you plan on doing as you do work your way around this racetrack?
Sorry, Matt, I was listening to those cars screaming by there. Can you repeat the question, please?
What do you think you can do here to make your way through here and make your way up front with everybody kind of spread apart just a scotch like they are right now?
And first of all, you got to have a good dance partner, right? You got to have somebody to draft with. You're not going to go out there and just slice and dice your way to the front. The other side of that is, are they going to hang you out to drive? But if you have a partner you can work with, you should be able to utilize that side draft to your advantage and see if you can put yourself in a position where you can safely execute passes out there an inch closer towards the front. Now, if it's, minus 10 to go, that's a little bit of a completely different story, completely different scenario. But right now, early, if I'm trying to make positions towards the front, I'm just going to take my time, be methodic, rhythmic, and try to keep my car as clean as I possibly can.
Precisely, man. That's exactly what I was thinking. As these guys work their way through Akers in fourth, Fry continuing to lead it. Really, the first 25 cars, in my personal opinion, electing to just kind of ride here. No reason to push the issue here.
Exactly. Not right now. It's, I've been watching racing long enough. I've been doing this long enough to know it's too easy to, once you light that fuse and that bomb explodes, you could be you could be wound up in the pits for the remainder of the evening. You don't want to start your season off on a sour note. It's all about momentum here at Daytona, and to get that momentum, you have to be there at the end when the checkered flag falls.
Yeah, you do. You got to be there at the end, and with the number of cars we've seen enter the ninth race, I think the count officially was 38. I'm not sure that we'll be sending anybody home. I got to get with Kendall after the race to get everybody home, an official announcement on that. But I'm pretty sure, if my recollection or election is correct here, I think we're taking 30. I think it's not official. I talked to Kendall, but it's right on that line of taking them.
I'd rather not comment on that until we get to speak with, league admins and make an official statement. But there's a good chance that most of these drivers that put a hauler here at Daytona tonight will make the big show.
Which, that's the whole plan, right? Make the big show. That's why you come down here. That's why you make the trek to Daytona. And that's what you're looking for, is we're 3 wide back here in the tail end of the front of the pack. That's Chad Winstead right there with Scott Kidd.
Oh, that just got ugly. I was just going to say, I'm really worried about what they're doing here towards the back of the pack. They just cannot seem to get that bump draft sorted. And there was almost a right rear gone wrong there, as he was able to catch the car at the very last moment.
Yeah, then that's exactly it right here. And you see it, 18 of 40 complete. So easy to get hooked in the right rear and get turned around.
Yeah, you can see them, they made multiple attempts, and for whatever reason, maybe they just don't have the chemistry. Driving styles are different. They just could not make the connection there. And sometimes you got to know when to quit, and that almost went horribly wrong there, as he was barely able to catch that race car as he was coming down onto that inside lane.
So right now, with where we're at, Pterodactyl, of course, your feet up in the booth kind of interrupted. Oh, problem! We got a problem. We got a car into the outside wall hard. We stay green. I seen a car take a right-hander right to the fence. We stay green, though. But really, this is a unique opportunity for you to listen in to the call, right? And figure out what you would do as a driver, a little bit different than we've ever done. Man, as a driver, your thoughts here, right now, pretty well single file. If you go the outside, you're out of luck, if you will, because you got no help up there, and that is not a place you want to be.
Yeah, you don't want to be up there, running the nosebleeds, the top of the racetrack all by yourself. That's the longest way around this place. You're going to get eaten alive. You'll find yourself falling back, quick, fast, and in a hurry. So you just got to make calculated decisions. And I don't care what anyone says. When you're trying to, slice and dice your way through the field or just gain positions, when you're having to play both lines, the bottom and the top, it's a gamble, right? It's a crapshoot. Sometimes, the driver will look really smart. They're just making all the right moves at the right time, making it looks easy on television. But on the other side of the coin, their luck couldn't go that same way, and before you know it, they're going right to the back again. So sometimes it's okay just to sit there and ride. Let some, get some laps logged under your belt, and when it's go time, have a car that's able, to perform to its maximum capability, and you do that by keeping it clean.
Well, I tell you what, we got a couple of cars in this first heat in particular, and I don't know, I don't know if you've seen it yet, but we got to ride on board with those guys, and they got their webcam going for us. We were able to take a look inside that cockpit as they worked their way through, and the amount of focus on these drivers' faces as they work their way through is absolutely unreal.
Well, yeah, you got to remember, these drivers are not only, monitoring, their situational awareness and where their car is on the racetrack. They're trying to watch everyone else because, and that's the mental side that you really can't see as a fan on TV. It's just what's going on, in the other realm of racing, and that's the psychological. I call it the chess match at these plate tracks. You're trying to anticipate. You're trying to see what's going on back and forth. So yeah, you're going to look hyper focused on the web camera. That makes complete sense to me.
Yeah, right now that top lane starting to move. That's the 49 pushing it and really pushing hard up there up top, trying to move forward, trying to pick up a few spots. But again, unique situation in duel number 1. We had that incident early. Everything's been calm, but you know what they say here in real life and in the sim. If duel number 1's calm, what are we looking at duel number 2? Oh boy.
Well, let's hope that's not the case. But you're right. If you look back over the trends in sim reality, or it's the sim world and actual reality, typically if Duel 1 is ultra clean, Duel 2 is going to be the complete opposite.
Right. Yeah, it's always that way, right? I mean, one's clean, one's not. That's usually how this goes. With 17 to go out front, though, Kevin Fry, after getting the pole, looks to win his duel race here tonight, my man. And Kevin in a great opportunity to do so right now.
Fry looks like a slot car out there on the racetrack. I've barely seen that car bobble, maybe right there just a little bit. He knows how to lead the train. He's doing a great job. You can see him timing, what the second car that's pushing him, and it's got a great caboose there as well. So those 3 cars out in front, they're out there for a reason because they're all working together really well right now.
Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do on my end, man. I got this really nice setup now, right? So I'm sitting in a chair here. I think I'm going to stand up for this one because I think things are about to get wild at the end of this duel.
The calm before the storm. Absolutely.
Yeah, man. You don't need no seats, man, when you get the calm before the storm. Because right now, look at the top 3-4 cars. Kevin Fry, Maximus, Zachary Milano, Chris Akers, and Matthew McKean right there. All 3-4 cars really capable of winning duel number 1.
I know it's all calm right now. Everyone's pretty much single file. I can promise you it's not going to be that way when they take the checkered flag coming out of the turns 3-4 complex when it counts, when it's all on the line.
We've got a lot of teams in this series, and we talked about that at the Coliseum. We'll talk about that more throughout the season. But one unique thing about these duels, a lot of times your teammates get split between the duels. You don't necessarily have the help that you would want.
You got to make friends out there on the racetrack, and a lot of times it's just being able on the fly to say, okay, I'm going to work with the 27, the 11, whoever it may be. I always look at it like this. Who is going to give me my best opportunity either to win the race or help me get the best finish possible? So I try to monitor other drivers throughout the course of the race and see how, they run out there on the racetrack to see if the moves they make are in alignment with moves that I would make, kind of like Tony Stewart and Dale Earnhardt Jr. back in the day. If you can do that, great. Or the other side of it, like I said before, Matt, it's just sheer luck, and you got to be at the right place in the right time. But if you can do that, you'll come out of here a winner.
You'll come out of here a winner either way, right? You're a winner either way, pretty much. Because right now, as this field works their way through down into what will be the final 13 laps here tonight. So again, Kevin Fry out front, continuing to lead right now. Man, I tell you what, still single file, still holding serve is this field right here. And again, there's the 82, 30, 23. All right, Mr. Hilton, we just got confirmation. Team Red Sport, they have both their cars in duel number 2. And you know what that means? That's an advantage for them, bud.
It's an advantage for them, but like we were just saying, it always seems like anytime there's team cars in one of these duel races, they somehow never seem to be able to sync back up. And, Obviously, that could be other drivers coming into play there, keeping them separated, especially if they feel they have really fast equipment out there on the racetrack. We'll have to monitor the situation and see if they're able to work together here, on the sim realm. But I still think they're going to have a hard time. It's not going to be just sitting there riding with one another. I don't see how those other drivers out there in competition are going to let that fly all race long.
Yeah, I don't either. And we're coming down to it, man. 12 to go in duel number 1. And we're watching this front pack, but honestly, guys at home, really this front pack and the backer's second pack, if you will, all single file. We've got into this rhythm with that next gen car where you get single file, and this car is unbelievably difficult to break that bubble to the back bumper. If you get behind that air bubble, man, you're just basically stuck there, and there ain't jack you can do.
Well, there's not jack you can do, but you can do a couple things, especially if you're on the open setup side of things. But you can lag back a little bit, and if you have a couple cars behind you and you use the run from them plus your own momentum, and you can pierce that bubble. Or if you're going to take a run to the outside or the high side, you're going to go try to make a big play out there on the racetrack. You can do things like that to really take an advantage, especially on those cars in front of you that are pretty much all stuck, at the train speed, if you will. If you leg back, you can really start to build up, a 7, 8, 9 mile an hour advantage. And while that doesn't seem like much sitting at home, out there on the racetrack, that is huge, and it really helps get that momentum rolling that you need to carry yourself all the way to the front.
All right, it's like a slinky, my man. It's a slinky. Slinky, slinky, slinky. That's the way I view it, a big old slinky. If you pull it apart right, that slinky's going to jump right back together.
Yeah, exactly. It's all the energy, the slinky effect. I call it the accordion effect myself.
Well, you see, there you go. See, for somebody was born in the 90s, I come up with an 80s kid reference. How about that? Well, we got a couple of cars moving on the top side. Here we go, man. We're going to start to see that outside line move. 2 cars hooked up, 2-car tandem. We've seen this a lot in the previous generation before this particular car. Well, before the car before this particular car, we saw that 2-car tandem work.
You're talking about the OG COT, the car tomorrow.
Thank you, sir, for helping me out, because the name of it slipped my mind for a moment.
Not a problem.
Tells you how unforgettable that car is. That car's basically forgettable. Kevin Fry.
Very forgettable.
Sorry about that, buddy. Didn't mean to cut you off there, my man.
Oh, not a problem, brother. Hey, when you got cars on the racetrack going almost 200 miles an hour, we're going to step on each other's toes every once in a while. It's bound to happen.
Yes, sir, man. There's only so much room in the broadcast booth, right?
Yeah, speaking of that, you got me stuck in the closet next to a mop.
There you go. Well, right now it'll be 8 laps to go this time by with Kevin Fry out front and being on the lead. No change to the front of the field right now. Surprising to me that we haven't made a big change out front right now, but we've gotten this single file rhythm, and maybe these guys are like, yeah, after the chaos at the Coliseum, this is bring this forward.
Either going to have to watch for someone in that bottom lane, the one eating hard on the bottom, to start lagging back a little bit, or as you see that outside lane, they got some mojo going right now.
Yeah, but it's too.
They are working.
Go ahead.
Now, if they can get together and aggressively side draft this, with this most recent update, in iRacing, the side draft is super strong and effective here. Now you got 3 cars. I think the run's going to come from the top groove here. I'm not seeing anyone lagging back on the bottom. Here comes the 4. Here we go, Matt.
Here we go. 4 cars are going to stack up. Chris Akers, he knows what he's doing. He is a plate racing pro. And right now he'll jump outside that top lane. A little wiggledy-woggledy, but they make it work. Now they got more help. Now 6.
You can see him just stacking up the top. Oh, that's catastrophic.
There you go. There's the fake out.
There's the fake out. And that top lane was just getting ready to take off like a rocket ship. As you can see the slinky being pulled back, it was getting ready to be, like a slingshot. It just didn't materialize there as you had a couple of drivers bail. But nonetheless, here's that outside lane as they get formed up really tight here.
Yeah, now we're going to see if this moves to the top side. We've seen this before, too. Can you drag everybody to the top side of the racetrack and pull the do-da-do up top? And right now, a little bit of a bump. Maximus continuing to lead.
Oh, Maximus continues to lead 3 wide at the front. Gets skinny. You always got to worry.
Go ahead.
You always got to worry about that diamond formation out here at Plate Track City. That got ugly there really quick, but these drivers, they're veterans. They got that cleared up real quick, and now we're back to 2 single lines.
Look out front, lap traffic coming, man. This could get dangerous as lap traffic's coming.
And don't Kevin LePage the field.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. That was bad.
Smart. Got right off the racing surface onto the flat. I applaud that driver for not trying to stay on the racing surface, especially when you got 2 lanes of traffic going 40, 50 mile an hour faster than you are.
There you go, man. Well, how's your camera angle up there looking, buddy?
Flappy.
Flappy. There you go. Well, still 2 wide right now. Double file out front. Here we go. This is going to be hectic to the end of this one. Well, you know where we said the calm before the storm is here. 4 to go.
Everyone's not just riding, playing follow the leader, running the bottom. Now you got guys that are, doing the swerving Irvin or the crazy train, I like to call it, or the Indy Snake, depending on who you are.
Well, the Indy Snake, I like that one. Man, this top and bottom lane. I don't know which lane I would pick better there, Matt. Right now, 3 to go. Coming to the stripe this time. 3 laps to go. 3 laps to go this time. Out front, the 30 leads them right now. If you're Zachary, some of these guys behind them, what can you do, Matt, to make your way forward?
You got to start waving. You got to do something to disrupt the draft. You got to, and again, I don't know how aggressive you want to get here. You got to make moves like that, like the 11 just did right there. You got to have the situational awareness. You got to have a spotter that tells you where the energy is, and you got to be able to just react on instinct. If you think or hesitate, you probably get turned and wreck the whole field there. But see how the 11 is trying to play both lines here? He's doing a fantastic job. And that's what you got to do here in these next-gen cars if you want to be able to maintain the lead out front late in these races.
That's exactly right. That's what you got to do, and that's what they're doing right now. Coming down to it right at the moment. 2 laps to go. Here we go. 1 to go. We'll 2 and 1.5 to go. Already starting the bump. Here we go. Here comes the bump party. See, that's where I get nervous when you start the bump party. 2 cars doing it, it's okay. 3 doing it, you have a problem. Top and bottom working pretty even here. 1 to go. Here we go. 1 lap to go, man. We're down to it.
That top lane is formed up and flying, and of course, that might have been a little premature there.
Yeah, you could say that again. Big move, 1 to go. Zane Bailey out front right now. Bailey's got a hold on. Here comes Akers. Look at Akers, too, on the bottom.
Akers there on the bottom. Does he have a little Daytona magic left in the tank?
Right now, I say yes. He's got the lead. He's going to have to throw the block if he can.
No.
Oh,
You can't get... Oh, what a save. They're still wrecking.
but look what it did.
They
It broke.
save it again.
But it broke. Oh, Akers and Bob.
There we go.
More wrecking. More spinning out of 4. Cars spinning, crashing to the stripe, and it's Dakota Camper getting it done. Camper wins heat number 1. How about that?
Mister, where did he come from? Camper was squatting a little further back in the train. and he let Daytona do Daytona things pretty much.
All
And
right.
he comes across the start finish line first.
Yes, he does. So what we're going to do here, folks, we're going to go to commercial break. When we come back, we'll do our interview with Camper, and we'll get ready for duel number 2. Don't go anywhere. Duel 2 coming up next. All right, back here at the Daytona Speedway, and let's talk to Dakota Camper. He is very close to me, just up the road there in Abingdon, Virginia, and tonight one of the home team gonna take it home here in heat number 1. Let's see if he's in his rooms anywhere. Where's Dakota? Can't find Dakota anywhere. Come on, buddy, get in Discord, my man. Come on, Camp. Oh, man, that's going to be sad if Camper ain't in here. Oh. But, man, what a heat number 1 we just witnessed. Now, it will take a minute to get everybody lined up for heat 2 as it did with heat 1 due to the way we're running the heats here tonight and everything. But what did you folks at home think of the ending of heat number 1 right there? Was that not a show or what? Lights are off on the pace car. You can't tell me you didn't like what you saw in that one, boys and girls. That was a heat for the duel for the ages. And now we line them up here for duel number 2. All right. Let's talk to some of the folks here from this first heat, shall we? Or first duel. I think Derek is now in heat 2. All right. As we get ready to go, Matt back with us in the booth right here. We'll get ready to go. And boys, while we're on air, Matt's back with us here. What in the world, is that it? We only run one duel? Wait a minute. Rip. Hold up. It was one duel. Okay. I did not catch that till just now, Matt. So apparently that was it for the duels. Let me double check with Kendall. All righty, everyone. We are back for duel number 2. Just like that, we got it sorted. After a minor issue with iRacing forced us to go to another session. All good in the neighborhood. We're ready to go for duel number 2. And after the action of duel number 1, hard to tell what we're about to see out of duel number 2 here tonight. Another 40-lap duel here. We'll split this across. James Hodgins will bring them to green here tonight. James, outside front row for the Daytona 500. Right now in great position if you're James Hodgins here tonight. And again, thank you everyone for coming out here tonight as we prepare to go racing here yet again. So the field will roll off here, and again, it will take them a minute to get everybody set up and ready to go again for Duel 2. Right here, you see them rolling right now. That'll be Katie Green out there in the mix. Again, remember the 2 Reb Sport cars, both in this second heat, and we're going to wave off the start. Get them getting up and get them ready to go for what will be a heck of a race for Duel number 2 out of the AMA Cup Series of Duels at Daytona here on a Wednesday night. I hope everybody's enjoying the stream. Don't forget, next Wednesday we go 500 miles. The Great American Race for the AMA Cup Series comes your way next Wednesday. 500 miles will be your race distance. But until then, field ready to roll behind the iRacing pace car. You see Andrew Cody right there in the 24. Justin Schaefer-Field. Tyler Hilton back with us here tonight. There's Tyler. Claus Williams, we do have a camera on him here tonight. We'll talk to Claus here very soon. So Williams here in duel number 2. We should have the pterodactyl back here in just a moment as he's getting his camera view ready to roll here tonight. But let's very quickly here, I know we're getting ready to go racing for Duel 2. Hey Zane, I know we're getting ready to get going racing here for Duel 2, buddy. I'm sorry it took us a moment to grab you up here in the booth, man. But a crazy end to duel number 1.
Yeah.
You got me there, buddy?
Yep. Got you now.
Alrighty, man. Crazy end to duel 1. Sorry it took us a bit to get you up here, but man, duel number 2, getting ready to go. But what was your thoughts out of that first one?
Really, really clean. I was expecting way more cautions than that. And it singled filed out. I could not get back up to the front. And luckily, as crashes happened at the end.
Well, there you go, Zane. Best of luck going forward, buddy, as they're going to get the lights off here on the pace car. I seen Dakota was up there and he disappeared at some point. But good job in duel 1, man.
Yep, thank you.
All right, we'll see if we can get wrangle Dakota back up. Get everybody wrangled in here, get the interviews in. But man, this is going to be a big one here tonight. Second duel here, and we are about at that time to where we go racing in the duels.
That's right. If you got caught sleeping, or heck, you got caught up in traffic, the beauty of the duels, if you didn't make the second one, you got plenty of time here to catch this second one flag to flag, and we are primed to have one epic showdown here in prime time. Is duel number 2 about to get underway?
There we go. And buddy, if you slept through duel number 2, then you wouldn't be here for duel number 2. Got him. Yes, you said duel 2, not duel 1. Roasted the broadcaster. Oh, Matt's going to get me back.
Well, it sounded good. And sometimes it sounds good before you speak it, and then you just want to insert your foot in your mouth. But then again, I got the track window washer crew here in front of my window.
There you go.
Trying to get them out of the way so I can get a clean view of all this action on the racetrack.
There we go. Maybe we have to give them a little bump draft out of the way. What do you say? There we go, getting ready to go once again. Again, this field going to double up one more time. Coming to green this time by this beautiful field of race cars. Ready to go. Duel number 2. Action coming your way. Fans at home, are you guys ready? It's the AMA Cup Series Duel 2, and it's live here, right now.
That's right. As Matt said, it's the dual tool.
Oh, it's a record.
Well, we already got problems.
Problems, if you will. And then remember what we said about the first one being calm and yada yada, and the second one wouldn't be. Remember that? Yeah, that's exactly what's happening.
You know what that's called, Matt? That's called instant karma.
Not sure what's wrong with the 7 either. He's on pit road. That's Derek Jewett on pit road as well. Right now, we'll see if he gets back out there and gets going. Derek's got a problem. We'll see if he can get that car fixed and rolling. Here we go. And look at this pack because of that incident early. Already splitting this pack apart.
Yeah, but that was a great job by all those drivers because, I mean, some of those guys were pointed 45 degrees in the wrong direction. And yeah, this pack is really split up already. Kind of looks like there's been a couple green flag pit stops.
And that's exactly what it has done. Now, my question and my wonder, knowing that now, will that be a situation where that lends itself to long green flag racing here in Duel 2 like we had in Duel 1? It's kind of what I'm thinking. Hodges continues to lead right now. James Hodgins continuing to lead the charge. The boys and girls at home, you think this is crazy and what they're doing with Hodgins continuing to lead right now. Think about next week, 500 miles these guys will have to negotiate their around. But before we think about that, look at Kendall Paul right up here in the duel, getting at her. Look at that kid getting out of her here tonight. Right up there in duel. Man, oh man, oh man. Duel number 2 already picking up to be a crazy one at least for everybody here tonight. And right now, this field continuing to rock and roll. Man, I'm so happy to see what we are seeing here tonight as this field continues to rock and roll right now. And again, at the moment, everybody holding firm, doing everything possible right now. We're on board with Kendall Paul right there in that 78, setting in third, keeping that car right around the bottom. Is that Interstellar East short ride. So Matt, what's your thoughts? We're already back single file, buddy. Did we lose the pterodactyl's audio? I think we did. Yep, we did. We lost pterodactyl's audio. But we're back at it here, single file right now. So single file at the moment. Everyone holding serve. 5 of 40 complete. Top 5 or 6 cars at the moment. Leading. Let's go back to the second pack. Everybody, as you can see, strung around the bottom of the racetrack, just like a string of well, I was going to say cars, but that's exactly what they are. But just like ants in a line here, just single file, one behind the other. Nobody diving out of line right now. We all know they're ants, right? We all know that. The rock and roll right now. Field trying to figure it out. James Hodgins. We got a problem, man. We got parts flying. One car sideways. Goods coming off the machines. Let's take a look. Well, look at this here. Car gets turned sideways and hoods go flying. That happens. On doing everything possible at the moment. They want to lead 6 of 40 complete here tonight. Or excuse me, James Hodgins continuing to lead. Justin Kendall Paul. Andrew Cody in the top 6. Cade Green there in the 48 and 7th. 8th is Tyler Hilton, Brock Hawkins, and Caden back there in 10th. Corey Swagger in 11th in Duel 2 right now. So continuing to roll Duel 2. That is the top of the field. Last year's Truck L champion, Carlos Williams, right now, he'll set in 14th. Carlos trying to close his way through. Great run right now. Everybody involved in this is not. So right now, Carlos is going to work his way by, figure it out. Continuing to lead. So Hodgins out there in the high draw, 88 machine continuing to lead the charge, doing everything possible right now. High draw machine continuing to lead the way, 8 of 40 on the board. Nice work. Justin, Andrew, and the mix also. Nice work. So again, it'll be 8 of 40 complete. James Hodgins complete out front at the moment. So Hodgins continuing to lead the way is a 92 machine trying to give chase. Justin Swilford and Mr. Justin Osterman, Andrew Cody, and Cade Green right there as well. And at the moment, Okie Swalger lined up as well. Right now, you see a little bit of movement. Tyler Hilton, Cade Green, those two teammates out of Red Sport lined up. This could be a deadly duo between these two drivers, the 48 and the 02, side by side down the back straightaway into 3. That is the way they work 10 on the board. Nice work right now. And again, great racing so far. So at the moment, 2 by 2. Nice work. There's James Hodgins now. Up front, Andrew Cody with a big run on the top. Nice work. Work right now. It'll be 11 of 40 complete. That's the way they work by right around the bottom.
See Cody there changing lines. Andrew going to the bottom. Was working really strong up top there with Hilton. Don't know why. I guess he changed his mind as he goes back to the top as he saw that momentum going to the high side of the racetrack. But you know, as a driver, you gotta be careful of that, because I promise you, Hilton will remember that later on when it counts, and that could be the deciding factor if he works with him when it's money time out here on the racetrack.
And there was a very late block out of Andrew Cody there down the back straightaway as well. Man,
I didn't want to implement the broadcaster's curse on this race, because typically you start saying things like that and then the big one happens. But you're right. He's got to be more decisive with his decision making, because when these laps wind down, he's not going to. Right. These drivers aren't going to cut him a break like they have been.
Yeah, and that's precisely the problem, right? Like, if you don't watch, and you see it right there, as Tyler Hilton on the edge out ahead, right? Nice job by Tyler Hilton to edge that car out.
From a manufacturer standpoint, we have a nice assortment here at the front. Toyota leads the way, then you got a Chevrolet and a Ford between the 92 and the 88. So a good mix of different manufacturers being represented here at the front of this piece in duel number 2.
Yeah, and a good, I would say almost omen, right, of what we're going to see in a week at the 500, that we got this many great race cars out front from different manufacturers. Well, look at them stacking up, dude. They're stacking up hard. That's Tyler Hilton. Just about got in the back of Cody. Jumped out to the outside. Spofford there as well. He'll lose the race lead. Here comes Kay Green. That team of Reb Sport on the outside working together like glue.
They are sticking together. And if you're able to do that, you're going to go, in the words of Toyota, you're going to go places. You're going to be going to the front of the field just like they are right now.
There we go. And again, 14 of 40 complete. Nice work for 11 off. And again, like you said, stuck together. That's all you can do.
Beautiful push there by Cade Green in that 48 machine. It doesn't get much better than that. Hilton clearly knows how to navigate these plate tracks. That was masterful job there.
Yeah, Tyler knows what he's doing. So does Cade. We talked about having that teammate situation in Duel 2, and it's kind of playing itself apart right now with those two out front.
Here comes Cody in that 24 machine. He's looking to make some noise again. Makes a big play, goes up to the top shelf where Mama hides the cookies. Has the 15 in tow of Hawkins.
Yeah, and that's going to be the story of the night with Tyler Hilton, Kay Green, Andrew Cody, Justin there as well. And big push. What do you think, man? Outside or inside push? Which one do you think's better?
Well, I look to see who has more soldiers in the line. Right now, the outside line is the few and the chosen right now because they are doing a better job with those four cars maintaining and staying with each other than the bottom line was previously doing. And just as I say that, it's almost like they're listening to the broadcast simultaneously as they get that line repaired and sorted. And just as they do that, you can see them coming right back
right
into the
back into it.
And now the top line or the high side dissolves.
Man, it's kind of like a water line. You got to piece that thing back together after it busts. Not jinxing anybody out there. Not jinxing anybody.
Watch Oysterman here just get a face full of that Camaro out in front. And he is going to shove him here. Two cars in tandem. Just go to the front if you can execute and you can do it perfectly. I'm telling you, you have as good a chance of anybody, but you got to have the skill set. And clearly, Cootie and Hawkins, Oysterman, I apologize, the 53 machine on the top side, know how to get it done. And here he goes again. Cody bails on the top. This could come back to haunt him later on in the race.
Yes, sir. Buddy, I'm going to leave you in command at the front of the field. I got to step out of the booth just a second. It's all yours, man.
Not a problem, man. We'll hold the fort down for you. I want to thank everybody for joining us right here live at Extreme Sim TV. Got it dialed on the right YouTube channel. Now join your #1 eSIM sports racing provider. 5 nights a week of high-flying, high-octane racing action. Easiest way to join the family. Smash the like button, ring the bell, come home right here each and every night in prime time, Monday through Friday to Extreme Sim Television as Brock Hawkins and Cody have teamed up again as they are now 1-2. Andrew back to the point in that Chevrolet, and then he has a trio of Toyotas behind him. Hawkins and Hilton. Check this out, folks. Up 17 positions for Hawkins. Hilton up 14. That's about as good as it gets here at Daytona. As now we have one train that is formed, ripping the bottom of the racetrack, working just inches off that double yellow line. And remember, you can't go down there and advance your position. That is a penalty. However, you can go down there to avoid an incident on the racetrack, but you cannot advance your position out there in competition.
Yeah, that's exactly right, man. You got to be careful doing that. Going down there low, making mistakes, and right now, Andrew continuing to lead. here with Brock Hawkins right there and Tyler Hilton all in the top 3.
Cade Green currently resides in that 4th place position, up 2 spots from where he started. The 92 machine Chevrolet, of course, the ZL1 Camaro piloted by Justin Sauford, currently rounds out the top 5. But I think the man you really have to watch here is that 53 of Oysterman, who currently sits just outside the top 5 and 6. I think he's got a little extra mustard inside that race car tonight, because it seems like when he wants to go to the front, he can just go to the high side, a couple guys go with him, and he is right there in the thick of it in no time.
Yeah, that is for sure. And, you know, it's kind of the way this seems to go. But what about Claus Williams back here? We haven't rode really on board with Claus Williams yet. We can say right on board with him for a moment. He's way back here. But we can ride on with him here. So let's take a look here. If this Claus Williams, what do you do here? It is late in the going. But you still got an opportunity. You're riding halfway. You can tell the field right now. On board, you're taking a look at his camera as he wheels that machine around.
Well, see, this is what I call Daytonaing somebody, or getting Daytona'd. Claus Williams, we cannot deny the talent that that man has behind the wheel of a race car. I've watched him in multiple leagues. He's always a contender. But here's what the problem. They don't have the numbers back here in this pack. You know, it's about 9, 10, 11 seconds back of that main pack. And if you look at the lap times, Claus Williams last time by ran a 47.90. If you compare that to the lead pack, they're at a 47.0 flat or 47.2. So you're talking 8 to 9 tenths of a second a lap. That's about a second each time they complete one circuit around this racetrack. So clearly, they are going in the wrong direction. Realistically, they need a caution. They need a chance to get resynced back up with this field, and then they have a fighting chance, because right now I don't think it's possible, Matt.
I don't think it is either. But I enjoyed that little bit of onboard we did. We have the Claus Williams there. But I agree with you on that comment and that concern that without an outside force as in the dreaded yellow flag, I just don't think you're going to get it.
Look at this. Andrew says no help, no problem. I'm going to try to make it work anyhow.
Yeah,
and look who comes with them. There's the 53, the Magic Man. Perhaps a little shake and bake action. He takes a shot to the back of the business end on that 24 machine, able to hold the wheels straight.
And if you're Cody and you jump up like that, you're baiting them into coming with you, right? You're like that little fishing pole with a little bit of bait on it. Like, come on, come up here with me. Come take a bite, and we'll go to the front. I don't know how I turned a fishing reference into Daytona, but okay. Well, that didn't work for him because he's about to get shipped to the rear of the ship.
Yeah, the 53 splits him.
He tried.
But perhaps that's by design. Perhaps Oysterman feels like he's better out in front. And I mean, you got two of the same team car manufacturer cars here. You got two Chevrolets playing reindeer games on the high side.
At least it's not Rudolph driving.
Not now. Well, not right yet, anyhow.
Osterman right there with Tyler Hilton. Man, I tell you what, if I've got to make my race picks here with 16 to go for the duel here. I've got to go with Rev Sport because they're up near the front and they got two cars, man. We talked about having a team. Brock right there alongside for the race lead nearly gets turned around, but I just find it hard how you would beat two cars that are right there in that position.
That's a great point you got there, Matt. And, what was I just saying about Oysterman? All of a sudden, we covered a little bit further back in the field, and there he is latched on to Hawkins at the front of this piece. I'm telling you, when that 53 wants to make positions out there, it's like he has an extra 50 to 75 horsepower, it seems, and just goes to the front.
Yes.
As he draws a bead on that 15 of Hawkins, who carries the torch here at Daytona.
Yes, it does. And remember, every spot you finish here tonight, up. That's a spot to start forward in the 500 in 1 week. Man, it's going to be such a different atmosphere next week for the Daytona 500. Hawkins doing everything possible right now in the 5. He's got help with him with Osterman, like you talked about. But are they getting a little bit too far away here?
Well, you wouldn't think two cars could just walk out from a train like that, but goes to show you otherwise. If they stay nice and tight like they are, they'll be okay. But if they get separated like they are right now a little bit, that can spell disaster.
Yeah, that would not be good. If they get the least bit separated, it's going to be a freight train of race cars behind them.
The other thing is, too, you really can't stay tucked like that for too long. Those water temps really start to climb quick, fast, and in a hurry.
And no bueno, right? No bueno if that happens.
Yep, you see a puff of smoke come off of one of these race cars when they're out here under green flag conditions. 9 times out of 10, that's an expired engine, and game over.
That is usually what I call my friend and pal, Mr. Kablooey. Mr. Kablooey comes and visits at very unrandom times. And you don't want Mr. Kablooey to come visit.
Well, no. Or team money shift either. That's also a bad one.
Yeah, either one of those. Well, we've seen this in the first duel where everybody got single file and did the hokey pokey ride, right? Right down to the end, and then it broke loose. You think we're on track to see the same thing?
I think we are. And I mean, look, these guys understand, really what's going on here. We still have, laps left on the board. You got to survive, be alive. You got to be in it to win it. And the only way to do that is to have your car in one piece out there in competition. So it totally makes sense that we're just, perfectly fine in this situation, playing follow the leader. Clearly, Oysterman didn't like where he was sitting back there, so he decided to put himself in a better position, as we inch closer to that time when everything is going to go gangbusters out here, and this is going to be absolutely electric once again, like we saw in Duel 1. But for the time being, everyone's just buying their time and waiting for the clock to strike before they just let it rip tater chip towards the end of this thing.
Yeah, and that's very much so. You're just waiting for time to tick down. You're coming to 11 to go this time by. If you're Hawkins, if you're Osterman, if you're Hilton, and you're Cade. Now, keep in mind, we know, allegedly, we'll put it that way, we should be taking most of these cars. But if you're Cade Green and you're Tyler Hilton, you weren't a locked-in car coming into the night. Right now, you're sitting 3rd and 4th. You've assured yourself a Daytona 500 start. Don't you just sit there and stay there? I mean, think about it. I mean, do you really want to take the shot?
Look, as long as I'm on the inside, if I'm in a good enough position to make the Daytona 500 the Super Bowl of the sport, I'm perfectly fine with that.
Yeah,
I don't need to. Go ahead.
You're not going to stay up for all 500 miles. You're going to yo during the race, right? So there's no reason to really go at it, I don't think.
The Carnival of Carnage will strike at Daytona. You're going to have comers and goers. That's gonna happen no matter what happens. Anytime you put 30 plus cars out there on the racetrack, heck, 20, you're just naturally you're going to transition to the front and to the back. It's going to happen.
And right now, you're seeing a perfect example as that top side starting to roll forward here. Just as we say that, we got a bunch of cars lined up out there. The 92 says, nope, I'm going to give her a whirl.
That was a smooth move there by the O2 machine. Had some momentum, was able to gain a spot clear back to the bottom.
And there you go, right? Like just a little bit at a time. That's all it takes.
Just like in football, just a chunk play. Just get me some yardage out there on the football field. Get me a spot or two out there on the racetrack. I don't need to go from. Whoa!
Oh, no.
There it goes.
Oh, no.
Justin Sawford has a meeting of the minds on the high side of the racetrack. The good news, Matt, that 92 doesn't look that bad.
Oh, Brock Hawkins, that car looking pretty well destroyed. And remember, when we talked a while ago that Claus would need the magical
caution.
yellow flag, and here it is, so they can go.
All right. You want to talk about rejuvenation, a sign of life, being reinvigorated? I can promise you, Klaus Williams in that 4 machine has been gifted a great chance to go out here and win this thing now. And why did it happen? Because we were doing things at the front we shouldn't have been doing. There was no need to be pushing that hard right now. And then that just allows a major threat in this series to be caught back up to the field, has a clean race car because he's been back there buying his time. You very well could see that old Ford Mustang Dark Horse in victory lane now. His first caution in duel number 2 underway here at Daytona.
Well, you know, you look at it, I almost wish I'd have had his webcam on at the moment that yellow come out. Because you might have seen Mr. Williams do it dance.
Oh, there had to have been a fist bump, something.
Right. Had to be.
Tell you what, there's nothing worse as a race car driver when you put a lot of seat time in, a lot of practice, and you feel confident coming into a race, especially at Daytona, and you have something like that on the initial start of the race that takes you out of it. That's just, it's sitting there in your mind the whole time you're out there logging laps. And if you do strike gold, I'm telling you, that is all the extra motivation in the world a driver like Klaus Williams needs.
Yes, sir. Well, it is time, as they would say, to get ready to finish this one out. We're going to go to a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll have the end of duel number 2 here on Extreme Sim TV. All right, we'll get ready to go back to racing here in just a moment as the field sneaks through 6 laps to go this time by. We're nearing to the end of the duels here tonight.
It's getting down to that time, Matt.
Yeah, it's almost go time, buddy.
The words of Phil Collins, I can feel it coming in the air tonight.
Yeah, it's definitely coming. It's coming right now because we're going to have a dash to the end like no other here in the AMA Duels. And keep in mind, after this duel race, these guys get a week off before the 500. No Xfinity race tomorrow night, no truck race this week. But in 1 week, all 3 divisions will be at Daytona for their respective season openers.
That's right. We will be full send here up in the broadcast booth as the season officially really kicks off. I mean, I know we start things off with Daytona, the Super Bowl, but I really consider, the second week when the real season starts after the Super Bowl, that how we've always kicked off, our sport since it's been really incepted.
Yeah, exactly. And, well, not true, actually, because back in the day, prior 81-ish, around when that changed, they kicked off at Riverside Raceway. And then they went to Daytona.
That's right. Now, I'm talking modern. I should have been more specific. Modern day NASCAR.
But you're the modern guy. I'm the model historian over here.
Model, modern. Hey,
There we go.
both start with an M, brother.
Justin there as well. Tyler Hilton right there, ready to go. We're double file, ready to go. In chat, let's go, Justin. There we go. Which Justin? You got to be more specific. Osterman, which one? We got quite a few Justins in here, don't we, buddy?
This is about the only time when some Justin on Justin action is going to be, acceptable out there on the racetrack. You just hope those guys could possibly work together. Almost like the you've heard the Bush brothers. They had the Kyle and Kyle show, or all kinds of different over the course of history. You go back to Daytona 1993. It was the Dale and Dale show. Dale Earnhardt and Dale Sr. Dale Jarrett got the better of the two today. Here, fast forward 2024, you got the Justin and Justin show, currently running 1-2.
Here we
Or
go.
P1 and P2 right now, going back to the green flag.
Through the restart box one final time. Well, hopefully the final time. Green flag in the air. We're underway at Daytona.
Climbing up through the gears one more time. Oysterman, Mummel. They don't have the same last name, but they got the same first name. And they are leading the Hungry Wolves as we're still 2-2. Noah's Ark situation. Those trains still about even as they come out of the turns 3 and 4 complex. I'm sorry, 1 and 2 complex. As the 53 is carrying the bottom. He has a face full of the 48. That's green. That's pushing the snot out of that 53 machine. Oh, aggressive side draft there by the 50 of Hilton. Tries to go down there and stall that line out. We could be seeing a lot of that, Matt.
Yeah, we could see him. We look at this. The Rev Sport cars kind of got separated here, but it's Hilton to the race lead. 4 to go. I feel a storm a-coming, boys. 4 to go now to be Brendan Hinton to the outside.
Hilton trying to be the man eating good in the neighborhood when this one is all said and done.
Right.
And look who's creeping back into the picture. That 24 Machina Cootie. He's in that second position on the outside line. Is now Tyler Hilton. He's going to go back to the lead here. And remember, folks at home, whoever winds up that. Oh, wreck in the back. Caution back out of the racetrack. Some car is absolutely destroyed back there.
And you know what that lines us up for, buddy? You know what that lines us up for?
Overtime.
Overtime. Not brought to you by Credit One Bank. See right there, some cars getting together.
Since this one will not come to a natural finish here tonight, NASCAR will be invoking, in iRacing, the GWC Special. That means for you folks at home, we're going to get restacked here one more time. When we go back to green, that flagman Barney is going to display the green flag. When they come around again the next time, Barney will have the white flag in his hand. If that leader takes the white flag, they are racing back to the checkered. However, if the leader does not make it back to that white flag, we're going to reset, re-rack him once again. And I believe in dual rules, we're going to do this as many times as it takes, Mac, or are we going only a maximum attempts of 3 tonight?
I believe we can go as many as we want. We can go
Unlimited.
to next year. We can go to next century, the next universe, the next interstellar universe. We can just keep going. I think the fans at home get the point.
All right, I'm going to crack a bottle open now because we could be here for hours.
I mean, it could literally be 2029, and we would be here doing green drive checker things. I mean, we'd have to take a break at some point. We'd all have to go to sleep and get back up the way. So, it'll be Hodgins.
Funny if
What about Hodgins here? Started up near the front, but right now mired tonight.
You know what? I'm not sure how the 88's feeling right now. You know, he slipped back about 6 spots from where he started, just inside the top 10. in that 9th place position. He's got a Ford behind him in Swagger. Actually, 3 Fords. Let's see if...
Folks at home, don't forget, if you like what you see, don't forget to slam that like button for us. We got 19 watching with 8 likes. Let's see if we can get that to 10 likes, folks. Let's do it. Green, white, checkered style here tonight. See, I'm getting better at this YouTube thing. Somewhat. Ain't that right?
This is why you... Absolutely, brother. But that's why you show up to these races, man. You get a little chance at see some overtime action. You thought it was rowdy before. This is going to be next level.
Yeah, this is going to be crazy when we get them back going to finish this off. As a train whistle blows in the distance, that is the signal for one heck of a restart in chaos.
I love it. Train whistle blowing in the distance.
It was legitimately blowing, so, and I heard it, so I came up with that one.
The way to think on your feet, man. I love it.
James Hodgins. Well, BSNF might be rolling through by Daytona right about now. That could be realistic. Not that I would know why not that I know how BSNF is the one that rolls by Daytona. Not that I'm that big a fan I am, but I probably know.
The 24 car, Andrew Cody joking with his team on the radio under caution here. He's pulling out his 4th monitor.
I've already pulled out my 10th monitor over here.
What is the 24 have in store for us here in his first green-white checkered attempt?
Well, if I'm a betting man, insanity. Not that I endorse betting, but if I was a betting, I would say we got insanity.
You know, I could swear I've seen that 24 on NR Night in America as well. Not that particular car, but that name. I think he runs some of the IDK player stuff.
I think he does, man. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure.
I was trying to think where I've seen a similar name drive like that, and the light bulb just went off, and I think we're going to be in here for a real thriller as he's, you know, inside the top. He's just inside the top 5 in that 5th place position. Has a couple of Chevrolets just in front of him.
So 3 to go here. Ready to rock and roll. This is going to be a heck of a roll here. Are you ready, buddy?
Am I ready?
Yes, sir.
You betcha. You betcha. It's about to get rowdy.
It is about to be fun up in here. Let's get ready to go. Green flag in the air. Let's go.
Green flag in the air, and overtime action has come here at Daytona. Hilton charges out in front, and here is Oysterman. With him in tow, here comes the 24, Cody on the bottom. He is coming in there like a heat-seeking missile as he has caught the back of the 53. Look at Cody go to the outside. He's going to take the 74 with him. He has the momentum, and the 02 comes up to block.
Oh, Tyler Hilton throws the block of blocks here. Hilton now. Here comes the 74. Look at the 24. He moves Hilton.
Save!
Do they make it back here? Coming to the white flag.
3 wide at the front. They got cars going everywhere.
And Bob's going to give them the white flag. Cars beating off each other, wrecking down a turn out of the tri-oval. Not going to matter. We're under the white flag.
It doesn't matter. We made it back to the white flag. Forget about what's happening behind him. Can Andrew Cody take aggression and masterful driving and make it
up top? Cody blocks.
Oh,
here comes Tyler Hilton. Hilton, look right here through the middle. Hilton alongside his teammate. 3 wide. Wrecking behind him. Look at this. Hilton's going to drop down in front of his teammate, Matt. Here we go. Team
Going
cars
out of the-
together.
Coming out of the 3-4 complex, and 2 more cars come off the racetrack once again. As we come through the Geico restart zone, Andrew Cody is going to get the big win here in D-Town as he strikes gold in duel number 2. That right there is about as close as you can get to wrecking without wrecking. What a drive, the determination by Andrew Cody. That was absolutely magnificent by everyone up there near the front.
Oh, man. There we have it. Now we're at the portion where we get ready for our post-race interviews, my man. Andrew Cody with a drive of a lifetime.
How he made that car wider than 3 semi-trucks at times and was able to maintain the lead. Absolutely incredible.
And didn't wreck the car.
Woulda, coulda, shoulda. But you know what? When you're that good, you're just that good.
Oh, man. Holy moly.
You know, big shout out to Oysterman, too. That was, I mean, really, Oysterman's the main reason why, you know, that 24 is in victory lane right now, or a big part of it, if you ask me. But 24 burns the house down as they put on a thriller here in duel number 2.
I mean, if that's what we saw for the duels, what are we going to see here when we go racing in a 500 later on?
It only gets bigger and better.
500 miles next Wednesday. Boys and
Yeah.
girls, when we get back here next Wednesday after these interviews, we'll kind of batten down the hatches for a week. But next Wednesday is going to be absolutely a riot.
You better make the popcorn ahead of time because, folks, you're not going to want to get out of your seat once that green flag drops.
Yes, sir. All right, Andrew Cody. It's Matt in the broadcast booth. You got us.
Yes, sir. What's up?
That was insanity, man.
Yeah, that was wild. First off, me and Tyler, when going through to or down the back, he kind of went down, and I wasn't. I mean, I lifted, but there wasn't much I could do, and I mean, I don't know. I apologize, but there was not much I could do from that. That was fun. I mean, it was just tough because there was a lot of people trying to save fuel, and everyone was just trying to figure out where to go and what line to be in for the start of the race. Just letting it get up and running. I was kind of right up there in the front the entire race, and was hoping that I would just have a shot at the end to win it. So I can't thank enough CCH Motorsports and the boys. Zachary Milano, he races in this league, and Ross Corlett, Bryce Hamrick, both co-own the team with me. And we got like 6 new guys in the last 2 weeks joining. So that was really huge. And we got just some new people that we can race with, and that are going to be representing CCH and Maconi Setup Shop. And yeah, we're looking forward to it. We're looking possibly at a partnership with 213 Simware, which would be really nice. So we're just looking forward to this year, and we've got a bunch of stuff going on at least this week. I do. On Friday, I'm racing in a big event on a different broadcaster's YouTube, and I love that group over there, and I'm more looking forward to what this season has for us. And we've gotten on the right foot in both series so far, both in Xfinity with the Clash win last week and the Duel win this week. So hoping I can kind of sweep speed weeks speed weeks because it's 2 weeks, and win the 500 next week along with the Xfinity Series. So looking forward to it. But we got a big group of guys here working together, so looking forward to it.
There we go, man. Well, it's been a heck of a night, dude, and congratulations, Matt. You got anything for him?
Andrew, Matt up in the booth as well, man. I know that big Friday event you're talking about, man. I'll tell you what, you put on a show like you put here tonight in those closing laps. That's about as good as you could possibly get, man. I don't know how you made that Camaro wider than 3 dump trucks parked side by side at almost 200 miles an hour. But that was just absolutely incredible how you were able to maintain the lead with those massive runs coming. Talk to me about those insane pushes that you got. How were you able to keep that car pointed straight?
Yeah, the biggest thing with the next gens, at least the Gen 7s, is just knowing where the run's going to come from. I've been doing this a while, so I know I've been running in super speedway leagues, specifically a super speedway league for the last 3 years. I haven't been racing with them as much lately, but I've been learning a lot. Super speedways are my best racing, and I always somehow find a way to win at the end. I love this time of year. This is my favorite time of year. Christmas, my birthday, I don't care about those. This is my favorite time of the year because the amount of racing on this car track combo that we do, or that I specifically do. Last year I probably did like almost maybe 3,000 miles in the span of 2 weeks. I think I won 2 500s that week, one in NIS and then one in the race that I'm going to be defending this Friday. So I'm just looking forward to everything in the next couple weeks. This is a good car track combo for me, and it's just so much fun, especially with the runs. If you know where your runs are coming from, working on the right side is dangerous, but if you hit it right, and if you know who you're side drafting on that right rear, then you're gonna go places. So just pushing, and not just that, the pushing is the biggest thing. If you're locked on right, you're gonna go really far. Just the few chances that I had at pushing, I was pushing the car in front of me farther than we needed to go, so I don't know. It's just so much fun, these car track combos, and I can't wait to get in this car next week for, what is it, are we doing a full length race next week?
Yes, we are.
Yes, sir. We're going all the way, 500 miles, my friend.
All right, that'll be probably one of 3 races I'm gonna do next week. I'm planning on at least doing one NIS until I win it. So if I win this one, I might not have to do NIS the rest of the week.
So are we talking about 1,500 miles next week?
That's the hope. Last year, I think total in the last 2 to 3 years, if I could guess, probably like 10,000 miles at this car track combo. I've grinded this car track combo out so much. Last year I won twice, and specifically for NIS, I won on my 3rd try that week. So I ran a lot. I did not have a life at that time. So it was, you can be proud of it, but now, I'm getting married here soon. So, and I've got a job. So thank you. It's just hard to balance work and life and this at the same time. Owning an esports team on top of all that, it's stressful. It's just a lot of pressure you're putting on yourself. But so far I've been working on it really well, and I'm really happy of where we're heading. I feel like we're growing where we need to grow. As specifically a part of this team, the CCH Motorsports Camp, we're just really growing already, and hopefully my goal, I know it's super far out, but my goal is to be one of those back end affiliated teams for the Coke Series. So that's my goal. That's my goal. But I don't know. We got a lot of work, but this is just the start, boys. This is just the start. We're looking forward to it.
10-4,
I
man.
can tell you this, Andrew, all your hard work and determination clearly pays off when it looks like you got an extra Saturn V rocket strapped to the back of that 24 machine. Anytime you decide to go to the front, that's about as good as it gets from Daytona here, ladies and gentlemen. That 20 driver, that 24 machine, ZL1 Camaro, Andrew Cootie, electrifies once again at Daytona in prime time. He's your winner here in the duel number 2. Congratulations, Andrew. We look forward to watching you next week here at the 500. Matt, back to you, sir.
Thanks, boys. Looking forward to it.
There we go. Let's talk to that 50 machine up next. Mr. Brandon coming home as second here tonight in duel number 2. Brandon, P2 tonight in duel 2.
Hey, how's it going?
Doing pretty well, man. Well, you pulled it together, come home second tonight.
Yeah, it was crazy those last 3 laps or so. I want to apologize to the 12. I got into him the lap prior. Totally my fault. But yeah, got it P2 and it was crazy.
Well, man, is there anything you think you could have done any differently? Late in the going there.
Yeah, not really. Like I said, getting into the 12, I didn't want to do that. But all in all, it gets crazy with 2 to go. So you try and take care of what you can take care of, and everybody's going for it. So, but no, I mean, I'll take it, and we'll see what we can do for the 500.
Yes, sir, man. Well, congratulations, buddy.
Thank you, sir.
All right. We'll let him go here because we got to get the post race here, Matt, very soon. Let's talk to Andrew real quick. All right, Matt, I'll let you have this one, buddy.
Andrew Miller, Matt and Matt up in the booth. You got me, brother.
I got you. You got me?
Got you loud and clear, man. Well, hey, it was certainly Miller time here at Daytona. You up 8 spots from where you started in that ZL1 Chevrolet Camaro. Looked really good there at the end. Talk to me about the mayhem in that green-white checkered overtime. Did you ever think you were going to come out of the other side of this in third?
Yeah, I've definitely done a lot of different races here at Daytona and a lot of different cars in my career here in iRacing. In about 14 months I've been on the service. I've definitely got wrecked out a lot of different ways. I've definitely won a couple of them. That was the goal, to get out of here. Hopefully, obviously you want to advance your position, but I'm happy with third. Almost wrecked 24 a couple times on the backstretch coming to the checkered, but yeah, I just kind of figured the outside line was going to hold the momentum and stuck with the 50 and almost got him at the line for second, but
I'll tell you what, your gut instinct there was almost spot on, and you're right, so close. Just a couple mere inches out there on the racetrack. It could have been a different story, but you get a great run here. I mean, obviously now you get some momentum going into next week. You know, you said you've only been on this for 14 months. You talk like you've been doing this for 14 years. To be quite honest with you there, Andrew, what can you learn from tonight that applies into the 500 next week?
Well, I appreciate that. I don't know. It's just kind of where the momentum leads and kind of who's aggressive, who's going to take runs, who's going to maybe be more, I guess, committed to a line or blocking and stuff like that. Just kind of learning the drivers more than the style of racing, I guess, would be my answer to that. Just to kind of figure out who's going to be more committed to the line versus blocking and just kind of learning the drivers. This is a whole new league for me, so this is a learning experience. I'm just going to be here having some fun, learning, but it should be fun. I'm excited for next week. 200 laps is going to be a long one, but I'm excited.
Absolutely, and I agree with what you're saying 100% about commitment and staying committed into lines. I was actually talking about that earlier in the broadcast as we were watching you out there putting on a show for everyone here live on the YouTube channel. Before we cut you loose, is there anyone you want to thank who helps you get it done on that 74th scene?
I mean, I don't really have any real life sponsors. I mean, I got my people I have a job at, I guess. I throw them on there for fun. I got Spotify, Scooby-Doo, SpongeBob, always a joy and watch them in my free time. And then I got to thank you guys for taking time out of your day to come watch us, what we like to do, and put on a show for everyone at home. So I appreciate you guys and just everyone for a nice fairly clean show. It is the Duels at Exhibition qualifying race, I guess, so no points, just for fun. But I do appreciate you guys coming out and everyone for tuning in, I guess.
We appreciate that and appreciate you driving your tail off out there in prime time. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. Andrew Miller did his homework here tonight in the dual race. We're going to see what he can apply into the 500 and better his third place position. Something tells me he just might have the formula for success at the big show next week. That's the driver of the 74, Andrew Miller. Matt, back to you.
All righty, everyone. There you have it here tonight. What a race here. What a duel for me and Matt in the booth. We'll be back with you 1 week from tonight for 500 heart-pounding miles. Get ready. Get suited up for it. Thank you to Archway Industrial Coatings. Thank you to Black Magic Graphics. Thank you to Admin Box, Trak Racer, Rogue Energy, everybody that makes all this happen. We will see you back in Florida in 1 week as we go for the 500. Until then, everyone stay safe. Have a great night, and God bless. See you next time.
Welcome to season